Hi guys, this is Vineet and I welcome you to this video. Today's video topic is database properties inside SQL Server, and this is part 4 of this video series. If you haven't watched part 1 till 3 of this video series, I would recommend please go ahead and do so before starting with part 4 of this video. You should watch all the previous parts. Guys, if you are new to this channel and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I would suggest you to please go ahead and do so right now. There is a subscribe button below this video. Click on that subscribe button. It will give you a bell icon. Click on that bell icon. Select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. So I'm waiting right now. Please go ahead and do so. So guys, I hope you have subscribed by now. So let's move ahead. There are some points to remember while watching this video. Please watch this video till the end to gain better clarity of the concept, and if it's possible for you, please watch this video twice or as many times as you like until the concept gets clear to you. Perform any exercises in your lab environments only or test environments only. Do not touch any production environment or production databases. And we would like to know your thoughts regarding our video, so please do post in your comments, suggestions, feedback, reviews, any requirements, any questions, any day-to-day experiences with SQL Server. Maybe you can let us know about the situations where my content has helped you somewhere in some way. We eagerly wait for your comments and would love to read the same. So do post in your comments to us, guys. We have created some playlists for you to watch. Some of the SQL playlists are database design, tables, business continuity, indexing, performance tuning, integration services, and transact SQL. And this video pertains to the database design category. So why do we create playlists, guys? Because we think that playlists are best way to learn about any particular area. Instead of watching videos randomly about any topic, it's better if you go via playlist. So for example, if you want to learn about the database design area, what we would recommend is go to the database design playlist. The links are given in the description area of this video, so you can check that out. So go to the database design playlist, watch out all the videos from starting till the end to gain better clarity on this particular area and to master this particular area. Apart from this playlist, we have recently started creating playlist on Python, which is Python programming workshop. We have started writing videos to this playlist, and we will soon add some more videos to it, so keep an eye on this playlist as well. If we talk about total number of videos posted on my channel, I have posted more than 220 videos on my channel, and the number of videos growing at a constant pace. And I have a channel link page as well, also given in the video description area, so check out links for all the playlist and my channel page link as well via the video description area of this video. Now let's come back to today's topic, which is database properties in SQL Server. This is part 4 of this video series. Let's quickly go to SQL Server. Let's go to the properties of AdventureWorks database. Today we will discuss about the transaction log properties shipping page. So we had already covered general, files group, options, change tracking, pages. Permission, we had ignored this page because we will discuss this page whenever we will start making videos on the security area inside SQL Server. So we had not covered this permissions page. We have covered the extended properties page and the mirroring page as well. Now today we will cover the transaction log shipping page and the query store page finally. So let's start with the transaction log shipping page. So basically we use this page to configure and modify the properties of log shipping for the database. We will create separate videos on log shippings as it is a vast topic. So we will we will come up soon with the videos on log shipping as well. So keep an eye, stay tuned. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe so that you can get timely notifications. Now let's start with this page. Now, what are all options available on this particular transaction log shipping page? So first option is enable this as a primary database in a log shipping configuration. So this is the first option, which is enable this as a primary database in the log shipping configuration. And the use of this option is to enable the database as a log shipping primary database. And basically we'll select this option and then configure the remaining options on this page. So until and unless this option is selected, rest of the options remain grayed out on this page. So we need to select this option first. If this checkbox is already checked on your page, and if you later on go ahead and remove this checkbox or unselect this option, what happens at that point is the log shipping configuration will be dropped for the database. So be careful while unselecting this box if it is already selected. Now let's move on to backup settings. Let's keep this box check and let me take a look into backup setting. Alright, let's click the backup settings button. And we click on the backup settings button basically to configure the backup schedule, location, alert and archiving parameters. So first section is to provide a network path to backup folder. So we are not using any network path here. Second box can be used to provide a local path. So it is saying if the backup folder is located on primary server, type the local path of the folder. So let's create a local path saying C backup is the local path for this backup, the transaction log backup. Let's take that. And next is the archiving settings, like how soon to delete the backup files from this folder, the C drive backup folder. Right now the setting is files older than 72 hours will get deleted, and it will also alert if no backup occurs within 1 hour. Alright, so right now the setting is this. And next let's take a look into backup schedule here. So there's a schedule button which we can use to configure the backup schedule, and when we click on schedule it shows the currently selected backup schedule for the primary database. So right now the backup is configured to be performed every 15 minutes, right? So these are the backup settings, and the schedule is a recurring schedule. So let's create a schedule to take a backup of logs after every 30 minutes. Let's change the schedule. Alright, so this is set. We have set a schedule to take backup after every 30 minutes, and a job will get created. So it will create a backup job, and the job name will be ls backup my adventure works. This will be the job that will get created, and the schedule for this job will be that. And the schedule is mentioned over here in this schedule box. So it is saying occurs every day, every 30 minutes between 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. Schedule will be used starting on 4/6/2024, which is today. So the primary requirement of this box is to provide the network path. So let me create a folder on C drive and make it a network path. So let's go to C drive quickly and create a folder with the name backup, and we will share that folder. So I've created a folder named backup, and let's share it. Go to properties and there's a sharing button. So click on the share button and create this share the folder. Alright, so a network share is created. The share name is this. So let me copy out this share name. Let's click close and provide a network share name over here, and let's click on OK. So we have defined the backup settings. So under that it is showing the last backup created, which is not showing me any dates over here. Database backup has not occurred. Let me rechange the backup settings to be done after every 5 minutes so that it can soon take backup. So we'll wait for 5 minutes to see if it takes any backup. So it is right now creating a job. So let's see if it has created any job. So SQL Server agent is stopped right now, so job will not run. So first of all, let's enable the SQL Server. So for that you need to start the SQL Server agent service. Let's go ahead and do so. So I've started the SQL Server agent service. Alright, so SQL Server agent is started, and if I click refresh it will show me as started. So that particular log shipping job is created. So this is the job which gets created, and we can check the schedule of this job over here. The schedule, if we take a look under the schedule section, we can add the schedule. It will run after every 5 minutes. So let's see when is the next run schedule for this job. Alright, let's wait for 5 minutes. I'm pausing this video and we'll let you know once this job runs. So guys, let's go back to properties to see if the backup created date gets populated. So we see right now that the last backup was created on this particular date. Alright, so this is how the date gets populated. Now let's move on to next topic. So the last backup created indicates the time and date of the last transaction log backup of the primary database. So this is the date when the last transaction log backup was taken. Let's come to next section, which is secondary server instances and databases, which basically list out any currently configured secondary servers and databases for this primary database where log shipping needs to be done. So we add those servers where we need to log ship this particular information which we are storing in the backup folder. Those servers can be added using the add button. So this section basically lists the currently configured secondary servers and databases for this primary database. So when you select a server instance, you can modify that as well. Modify the parameter associated with the secondary database. Let's move ahead. So we can click on the add button to add the secondary database to the log shipping configuration for this primary database, what should be the secondary database. We can mention it as here for log shipping. So we are not doing it right now over here because I don't want to add any secondary server instances over here. Don't want to configure the log shipping over here. I'm just telling about the settings over here. We are not even practically doing log shipping over here. So I'm just providing you definitions for each and every item over here. So that is my purpose. Whenever we select a server instance in the grid box, the remove button can be used to delete the entry. So it basically removes a selected database from this log shipping configuration. So we need to select the database first and then click on the remove button to remove it. Now there's a concept of monitor server instance as well. Once the secondary databases are configured, this section gets highlighted. Right now we have not configured any secondary instances or secondary database instances for log shipping configuration. So once those are added, you will see monitor server instance section gets highlighted, and it basically indicates the currently configured monitor server instance for this log shipping configuration. So if you want to use the monitoring server instance, you can check this option, use a monitor server instance. With this setting basically indicates the currently configured monitor server instance for the log shipping configuration, and we have settings for that as well over the right hand side, and it basically configures the monitor server instance for the log shipping configuration. To do that, you need to click on the settings button to configure this monitor server instance. Right now this button is grayed out and we are not using that. And in the end, we can script out this configuration to a file. So it basically generates a script for configuring log shipping with the parameters you have selected over the top. And we basically click on this button and choose the output destination for the script. So let's move on to next topic. We don't want to configure the log shipping over here, as we will be creating many more videos to cover that topic specifically. I'm disabling the log shipping configuration. And let's move to the next section on the database properties, which is the query store on the left hand side. So let's talk about query store quickly. So basically we access this page from the principal database, and this page can be used to configure and to modify the properties of the database query store. And this options can also be configured by using the alter database set options statement. And we will be creating many more videos on the query performance, basically especially monitoring performance by using the query store soon. So stay tuned, please subscribe to our channel. Let me discuss these options briefly over here. I may not cover some of the properties here, but yeah, I will cover majority of them. So first of all is the operation mode, whether actual or requested. Right now both are read-write in the read-write mode. So I'm talking about both of them collectively. So valid values for these operation modes are off, read-only and read-write. Off basically disables the query store, and the read-write option, if we set the read-write option, which is currently set to right now. In read-write mode, the query store collects and persists query plan and runtime execution statistics information. So let me repeat, if the operation mode is set to read-write, what query store does is query store collects and keep the query plan and runtime execution statistics information within inside its database. Right now it is set to the read-write mode. So it is collecting all the query plan and runtime execution statistics information. The third mode available here is the read-only mode. We set it to read mode now. So what happens in the read-only mode is the information can be only read from the query store, but new information cannot be added to the query store. So whatever information inside the query store, that can be used, but new information cannot be added to the query store. So if the operation mode is in read-write mode and all the query store space gets used, so right now the query store available space is around 2 gigabytes and it is currently using 1 MB out of it. So all of this 2 gigabytes, if it gets used, so if the maximum allocated space of the query store has been exhausted, the query store will change its operation mode automatically to the read-only mode from read-write mode. if no space is left for the query store. Now we have talked about both the mode, operation mode actual, which gets the actual operation mode of the query store, and operation mode requested gets and sets the desired operation mode for the query store. We can change it through this option, which ultimately maps to the previous option. Now let's talk about the data flush interval minutes, which is currently set to 15 minutes. So what is data flush interval minutes? It basically determines the frequency at which the data returned to the query store gets moved out to the disk or flushes out to the disk. To optimize the performance, data collected by the query store is asynchronously returned to the disk. Basically, this is a performance enhancing feature where the data collected by the query store is flushed down to the disk in the asynchronous mode. The frequency at which the asynchronous transfer occurs is configured over here. So right now it is set to 50 minutes. So after every 50 minutes, all the data collected by the query store gets flushed out to the disk. Now let's talk about the next setting, which is the statistics collection interval. It basically gets and sets the statistics collection interval value. We are not defining it in detail over here. Right now it is set to 1 hour, but yeah, we will cover this setting in our later videos. Now let's talk about the query store capture mode. So this is a third setting. There are 3 options available, I think 4 options available over here. If it is set to none, it does not capture any new queries. If it is set to all, it captures all the queries. If it is set to auto, it captures query based on the resource consumption. So next setting is the stale query threshold days. So this is the setting which is set to 30 days. So what is stale query threshold days? This setting basically gets and sets the stale query threshold, and we basically configure the stale query threshold days argument to specify the number of days to retain data in the query store. So right now this setting is set to 30. So any of the stale queries which are not used within the system will the data for those queries inside the query store will stay there for 30 days. Now there's a button for purge query data. It basically, when we click this button, it removes all the contents of the query store. There are 2 pie charts available. The left chart basically shows the total database consumption. So total database is consuming 335 MB on the disk, out of which query store is using 1 MB right now. So the left chart shows the total database file consumption on the disk and the portion of the file which is filled with the query stored data. So it is showing the total consumption by AdventureWorks database and the consumption by the query store used within that database. So query store is consuming 1 MB out of that. The AdventureWorks database is total 335 MB, out of which query store is occupying 1 MB of disk space right now. If we talk about the right chart, it shows the portion of the query store which is to which currently 2 gigabytes is allocated. The right chart shows the portion of the query store quota which is currently used up. So out of 2 gigabytes, query store is just using 1 MB. Note that the quota is not shown in the left chart. The quota may exceed the current size of the database. So here the quota is 2 gigabytes and it's exceeding the current size of the database, which is 335 MB. Now let me talk generalistically about this feature. The query store feature provides the database administrator with insight on query plan choice and performance. So basically this feature is used by the database administrators to get the insight on the query plan choice and the performance. And basically it simplifies the performance troubleshooting by enabling you to quickly find performance differences caused by change in query plans. This particular feature, the query plan or query store feature, this feature automatically captures the history of the queries, any plans, any runtime statistics, and retain these for your review. So the query store captures all the data like queries, plans, the runtime statistics, and retain this for your review later on. And it also separates the data by time windows, allowing you to see database usage patterns and understand when query plan changes happened on the servers. The query store can be configured by using this query store database properties page, or we can use the alter database set option statement to configure the query store options. Otherwise we can configure the options over here as well. Alternatively, you can use alter database set option statement to configure the query store properties. The query store presents information by using the management studio dialog box. We are done with the query store page settings as well. I'm not covering any more settings. So we are done with the video series on the database properties, and this was the part 4 of this video series. So this series is complete now. So you can watch all the 4 parts of this video series, the database properties in SQL Server. And guys, I hope you like this video. If you really like this video, please click on the like button. And also, if you are new to this channel and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please go ahead and do so. There is a subscribe button below this video. Click on that subscribe button. It will give you a bell icon. Click on that bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. Do post any comments, reviews, suggestions, any feedbacks, any requirements, any questions, any day-to-day experiences with SQL Server. You may let us know about the situations where my content has helped you somewhere in some way. Do mention about that. And also guys, if you have a good network of friends who are also working in the SQL Server domain, please share my videos with them. There's a share button below this video and other videos as well. You can share my videos with them, with your friends, in case you feel that my videos can make difference in their life. And also please ask your friends to join my channel or subscribe to my channel. I would be thankful to you, and I really need this help from your end. I thank you so much for your time on this video today, and you have a wonderful day ahead, guys. Thank you.